anyone care about this. I feel that you're passionate about this thing. I feel that you're inspired by your colleagues doing all this wonderful thing. I want to bring a bit more doubt into this and more sanity, and actually ask the hard questions. So let's start with the thing. Push for mobile payments hasn't really been a customer-centric affair. That's all. Hasn't been about them. It has been mostly about you. So we're asking a couple of questions here. We're asking, what's the functional advantage of the thing we're having? What about the consumer choice, and how does the consumer perceive the choice? What are the changing habits, and how we can possibly frame it? How does trading work in this case? So I'm going to walk us through the barriers, and we're going to talk about the context in which we are going to have the mobile payments growing as a type of interaction between the consumer and the provider. So the first thing is the functional advantage, is the first barrier we're going to talk about. My essential point is very simple. How is the card holder at the back of the phone worse than a mobile payment? You stick the card, you take the card out, and you pay. What's the purpose of the mobile payment? How the consumer should feel that's something relevant to them. My point is mobile payments are a retail disaster. The reason why most of the retailers actually are very reluctant to go for and sign up for mobile payments, and the ones who don't are still most surely haven't tried it, is that it's a disaster for the queues. It's a disaster for how many consumers you can actually serve in a time, because the payment experience is nothing close to seamless. Most of the people struggle with the lagging phones, with opening the right app, trying to find the right place, selecting the card, spending twice as much time for the payment than they otherwise would if they just had their own card. Which could amount to losing 2 hours in a day. 2 hours of business you could serve in a physical retail. 2 hours in a month amount quite to something, and after 2 months you'll be making this decision that mobile payments hasn't been the most thought through decision you have made in your life. That's the reality of what retailers are facing right now and how they will be dealing. So this is one of the first barriers that comes in mind. You can feel that after some time it's nowhere more useful than just actually having your card with it. So it's one of the things to solve. The other one is choice. We are not good at choosing things, especially when we have two options. So I have the mobile payment, I have the credit card, and I have the cash. It's really not good for me, because I'm not made for choosing and making decisions for myself. And you know why? Because it's the usual example. So you have a person that goes to a doctor, and the doctor says, look, so here are the 2 pills. One pill, it solves this and has these contraindications. The second pill B have these positive things and have these contraindications. So choose whichever you like. And do you know what the person says? Well, doctor, if you were me, what would you choose? And the doctor says, but I'm not you. And then the consumer is lost. So what do you do then? You choose whatever you have chosen before. You choose whatever you think other people are choosing. And if you have the paradox of choice, you reduce the choices by making it the most simple heuristic in your life. I have used the card before, I will use it again because I don't understand what the mobile payment is for. If you're not fixing this, if you're not answering the question how it's beneficial for the end consumer, nothing is happening, and the consumer is sticking with the pill A, which has been the pill that he was taking for the last 15 to 20, 25, 30 years. So the 2 choices, the heuristic is really simple, the one that I made before. The habit part is also tricky for us as well. Paying with a mobile phone is not a normal behavior. It's like Google Plus. You know what happened with them? It's weird. For most people, you have no need for it. You have if you're not in Kenya and you have fully functioning banking system, it's weird. So most of the people don't like to actually be active weird. What happens is there are 2 ways to establish mobile payments. And I'll get a bit more philosophical here, but please bear it with me. So the first time, our attitudes change our behavior. That's the funny thing. The usual thing, I believe mobile payments are good, and thus I start using them, right? So you hold the belief that mobile payment is good, just the way all of you do right now. You think that mobile payment is a good thing, so we should have it in the future. And so because you hold this belief, and you hold it dearly, you'll think that when you have the app and you have the opportunity, you will use it. That's the usual way that we proceed. So what you do is convince yourself it's good, start doing it. So the same thing happened in Lithuania. In 1991, we regarded, when we regained the independence, all Lithuanians thought one thing: businessman was a crook. Remember those times? It's the same now. No, it's not the same. 2017 to 16, businessman as an innovator. Everybody's thinking actually very simple thing, that the best thing you can do is have business skills. Everybody wants to work in rise Vilnius. The thing is, business skills, most of the people in Lithuania right now think that business skills should be included in a primary education even. Because there's one simple thing. What we believe right now, that business skills actually is the only way to secure financial future for ourselves, for our children. That's why we're changing. That's why most of the people actually start going to conferences. That's why people go to seminars and listen to other people talk. That's why we sign up for different classes and try to improve ourselves and get extra. So that's how our attitude leads to a behavioral change. The very fact that we're all here is an outcome of the belief that we have. The opposite is also true. Behavior changes kind of could lead to actually us changing our attitudes. So I started using it, and after some time I came to believe that mobile payments are good. That sounds paradoxical, and I know, but it could happen. And the way it works right now. So we have web. The way web has changed is actually that web has been reduced to a bunch full of apps, usually just 2 of them. 90% of all the apps on the phone are never used. Most probably your mobile payment app is also going to be among the 90% that are not used. And the only thing, the way we understand the World Wide Web right now is only through the gateway of Facebook. That's the 96% of all our time spent online. It's not the vast ocean of information in forms of websites. No, it's no longer that. It's just one app that you do 96% of your time just browsing, idling without any intention whatsoever. So what happens now, gradually, because of that behavior, we change of how we treat and what beliefs we hold about the internet and the web. This is called the Ben Franklin effect. So it means that if you do a favor for the person you hate, somehow you will start liking the person more. That's very strange. So it means your behavior will change the attitude you hold against. How does it work in business? How does it work in marketing? You're asking me right now. It's probably PayPal is the best example of this. Try with the niche offering, expand globally as an ultimate payment platform, and the behavior change will lead to attitude change. You'll start thinking that PayPal is good, even though it only started as a gateway to UPay. As a very niche offering with a very specific value proposition, it has expanded into something much more. It means people got used to using it on eBay, and just by doing that, they have changed their attitudes, and they don't have any beliefs that are stopping them from using PayPal as the ultimate payment platform. That's how it works in business. You start with the small things, asking people to do the small actions, and eventually those small actions lead to behavior, to attitude changes of how you treat mobile payments. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Mobile payment successes all are periphery cases. We're citing Kenya. Kenya is an example of that just because they didn't have any choice. That's how innovation happens. You don't have choice, thus you innovate. In all the other countries, even in the US, the mobile payments in this mode, because they have no use. Starbucks is the best case of payments just because they innovated a value proposition. You can pay for stuff before you actually enter the coffee shop. You get it instantly, and thus you save time. That's a very clear value proposition. That's why mobile payments work at Starbucks. As simple as that. In all other cases, we don't have any successes. We just have dismal, incremental increases in the usage of mobile payments in industries where mobile payments don't actually solve anything. That's the state of our right now. And all the successes you have been defining, the ones that you can see around the world, are all defined by specific value propositions. They bring something else above the just having a mobile payment. And that brings to framing. Another barrier that people have, and this barrier is really simple. Very bad at understanding new emergent phenomena. Means if we get something new, most likely we're not going to understand it much. The way it works We reframe things. Even when we get at new stuff, we find an old frame and apply it. Sophisticated technology is the best case of this. All the icons, all the actions you can do on your PC, on your laptop, are all being what? Clipboard, cut, paste, something to do with scissors. Physical actions being applied to sophisticated data operations, because we can't understand what we're doing, so we need the same old frames. If you say file hosting service, you get people looking at you with this crazy look on their faces like, what are you talking about? Ah, cloud storage, thanks. Cloud is such a nice metaphor for something much more sophisticated. So this is how new stuff works for people. You frame it, you have the right frame, and you bring the right expectations to whatever phenomenon you're talking about. Otherwise, it's definitely not going to happen. Mobile payments suffer from the blindness of its own naming. Mobile payments doesn't say anything, doesn't bring you any value, it doesn't even make sense. That's the problem. Never thought of this. It's poorly branded. It's a shitty brand. We should do away with it. So it's all about managing expectations, and so far, mobile payment expectations are zip, nada, zero. That's a zero expectation service. You're glad that it works. That's the only good thing that might happen about it. Or unless you don't have any other ways to actually deal with it. Existing value territories are simple. Walk out to the shop. It means without any payments. That's what retail is going to be about. They're not going to be craving for mobile payment solutions. They will be developing and are developing, implementing their own proprietary service where you just don't have to pay and think about the money. Just the way Uber works. You just get out of the car and go on your own way. You're not reminded on a freaking wallet thing. That's how you increase sales. It happened back in '95. And in '95, the biggest revolution that happened in retail was actually moving the cash desk out of people's way, so they are not reminded that they will have to take the wallet and pay for the services. That's how you increase sales. You make people forget, and you not make them remember your wallet every single time they open their home screen on a mobile phone. That's not the way to go. Buy before coming into the shop, Starbucks. Thank you, that's nice, makes sense. Buying is a reward, so you're rewarded for transactions that you're making. It's a loyalty program. It's a loyalty scheme that I get rewarded for using. It's not something else. Makes sense as well. So we have a problem with perspective. The problem is this. What will be happening in this space, in the phone space? That's the question. Because definitely when the mobile payments are going to take off, it's not going to be the same world we are living right now. The situation will be changing and it will be different from what you're planning right now. So what we have to do is define what's going to be the future of the phone that we'll be using. What's the future of digital services on your phone? How the thing is going to change. And then we can see how mobile payments actually fit in. So let's see. Let's take the emergent things happening on smartphones. The emergent services that are being developed right now and will take off in 5 years, or at least completely transform the consumer expectations. So if we go through a couple of these, I'm just randomly going to point out to you. Let's take the solution products. A simple development is this. We have little benefit if the service only solves part of our problem. What we're creating for is a service that doesn't distinguish between different products, but just basically allows us to solve an issue that we have. So if I'm a student, if I've taken a mortgage, well, so it's not only about repaying the mortgage, but not going bankrupt and finding the right career to pay the loan, the mortgage, or whatever else I've taken. So I'm not only requiring the service or getting the money, I'm also requiring the expertise and the counseling so I could get a freaking job and actually not be a broken man until I finish graduate from my MBA or use as a master. There's lots of brands doing that. Consumers bring it to Credit Karma with a single purpose: augmented account, building financial habits, actionable insights that provided as part of the service without distinguishing and separating it from the core product. That's the solution product we're getting on our smartphones. If we go further, we talk about real-time products and control. Real-time products means what? It's a very simple thing. If it's now, then it's now. I can take the product, I can change the product, I can control it in real time. All the services from cabbage, passport cards will not only say one thing. It's a couple of seconds and you're on. You already have the product in your pocket, it's working. You can go to Velma, back me up a trough, the same thing happens. You can control the service in real time and change the conditions of the contract just on the go. That's the expectation horizon we're living in. So instant application, real-time results, real-time control, instant answers that we're getting on this platform. This is something we're going to have in 5-year time as a mainstream development. And even if the startups are not going to make it, most of them will not, the banks are going to do it for them, as it usually happens. Diversified scoring democratic products. We talked about underbanked, underserved. There's usually up to 50% of all the people are underbanked, which is not receiving the proper financial service. What that means is basically a very simple development. Historical financial data is discriminating. So it means even if I'm a very potential client and I could do good in the future, I'm not going to get anything from the bank. Let's say I'm right now, despite the fact that I have my own business, I'm underserved by a bank. And it means all the services give you something else. They profile you based on psychological data, based on your transactions you have performed. They provide you services at the lowest possible fees with a single promise. Health data, social motivational data, networks of trust can be integrated to give you money and access to services you will not have access elsewhere. So my smartphone actually provides me with the availability of financial products I would never have in this moment of time, in this place. That's what smart stands for. Anticipatory products, what we call in personalization 2.0, is actually when the product waits for you even before you want to have it, because all the data is integrated. So all the products right now are anticipating your needs and presenting the right offer for you even before you actually log into the app. Providing guidance, pre-selecting options, anticipating information, all these is all what we get. So, three main things here. Integrated solutions we get on our smartphone, extended control and inclusive personalization. This is the world where mobile payments come into play. And we still think that the only offer that we're going to have is like, so you can pay with your phone? Seriously? In a world like this, where you're getting all of this on your phone and you can operate your smartphone box as a financial operating system, the only value for having a mobile payment app is just paying for it, or just spending more time. So I guess the only thing that we have to talk about today is the future of mobile payments might not be the conflict between old and new types of payment, but actually about the service and value convergence. How you can integrate the services, the financial services, different payment methods, different actually ways of getting money, different ways of applying diversified metrics and so integrating social media data, psychographic data, any type of health tracking data by providing different rates and having as part of the system, part of the service I'm getting what I'm actually paying. So this type of behavior doesn't exist in that. But mobile payments will need additional value proposition that goes beyond simple transactions. Simple transactions don't matter. It doesn't make any sense to have it now. After 5 years, it will not make any sense at all if it's just pure payment thing that doesn't integrate with any additional services and doesn't provide any functional value. So we see the world through the phone screen, and it's definitely going to be the way. The money becomes us. In a sense, the major change between how we treat money is that we regard money as being separated from us. Separated piece of papers that have nothing to do with our own entity. What is going to change in the upcoming 10 years? We're going to have individualized money, which means my personality and my history and my data that I keep on the phone is going to influence how I can use the money, what the money is worth, and what I'm getting for it. This is where we're moving, and we're definitely going to have the phone as the visual interface for all the needs. It's going to be the user interface of mobile. And mobile payments, as such, will need to find specific value propositions to actually get people to change their habits. It's not going to happen by itself, and it might take more than 30 years to actually have considerable change in how people deal with things. It's usually take that much. So thanks. My presentation is over. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure.
Just one question regarding your last slide. Does it mean that my money could be black money or white money or even personalized money with emotion? Is it correct?
What I meant by this is money could be having a personal dimension. So let's say my money would be different from your money in a sense that it would be influenced by all the data that I keep is integrated on my phone. So I will get different products, different awards, and different discounts, depending on what type of person I am. This is exactly what's happening in UK now in insurance business, in life insurance business. When your health tracking data and the activities you're doing that are being tracked by your smartphone are integrated and influence the premium rates you're paying and the payouts you're actually getting. This is a new dimension to the financial transactions you're actually having. So it's only going to proliferate.
Interesting.
Question. Anything else?
Well, we'll have a networking time, so if you still have some questions, you can ask Andrius for sure. So thank you very much, Andrius. It was great.